Why hello there viewers, this is Dawnozaur, and this is the third and final part of the Zodiac Clown Girls, unless I ever redo some of them. This has been a fun challenge for character designing, and I will be doing more Clown Girls in the future. Some have already voted on a poll to see me continue on to the other constellations, but let me know in the comments what else you think can make good Clown Girls. With all that, let's see these Clown Girls.
Did she just run all the way here with a Death Stalker on her tail?
Off the bat, I already had some ideas for our Scorpio Clown Girl. Since it's a Scorpion Zodiac, I wanted to give her scorpion pincers and a tail. Plus, I wanted to give her a long braid that starts from the front. Inspired by Rumi's hair from K-pop Demon Hunters, though adding some strands to the sides of her face to help with the idea I had for her personality. When looking at scorpion references, I found that scorpions with sort of smaller pincers and bigger and fatter tails are more dangerous. So I wanted to do that here with my clown, to show she's dangerous, but also a bit of a gremlin, giving her a vibe that makes me think of Jinx, though the braid, even if it's singular, and the designs for both her pants and top might also be the reason I had that vibe. I thought about giving her shorts at first, and also overalls, but I didn't want her to be too similar to our Capricorn Clown Girl and her outfit, so I went with oversized baggy pants. On her shoes, I did some more references to the tail by making them pointed like a jester's, and putting a small stinger ornament at the tip. And I love that I came up with that idea. I have noticed that a few of my clowns have very similar colors, so try to be different by using yellows, oranges, and purples together here, with her eyes being blue to stand out. The top has a great dripping purple design on it, not only being striking, but also representing poison, or maybe even blood dripping down. Either way, it works with this more crazy clown. The hardest part of her makeup was figuring out the colors, mainly for the nose, with the Scorpio symbol being purple for the longest time before becoming a lighter color, but love that the cheek makeup looks like stingers, and having little leg and pincer-like marks under her right eye. And our Scorpio Clown Girl is ready for the big top. This crazy Scorpion girl is an absolute menace. A total gremlin to guests, and the big top that can somehow juggle while balancing on her ball, which was given to the piece to help make the pose I wanted have a bit of a meaning besides just helping her look like a gremlin. I like to think the colors help her look fun but also dangerous. After all, that's a pretty big tail she has, and her stinger is out with no cover. But it's fine, unless you mess with her and her troop. But enough about that. Let's see the next Zodiac Clown. Pisces is the Fishes Zodiac, so of course, it means I have to draw 2 Clown Girls for this. They are more identical than the Gemini Clown Girls were, ironically enough, but I couldn't get glitz and glam from Helva Boss out of my head when brainstorming the design, so chose to make them identical. Though, thinking of those two, and their song, it made me change a word to give me, I'm a clownfish. And I knew I needed to try and use a few clownfish elements here. Though, that might be boiled down to just the fins on the side of their heads being the rounded clownfish design, and the use of orange, white, and black later on. They have some sort of swim caps with a fishy fin on top, though it could also be their actual fins, going through the caps they wear. That also allows their twin ponytails through. Originally it was going to be a single ponytail, but thought it would be more striking and unique with two of them. Their outfits was a little hard to come up with, and could use a second pass, I think. But I do like the wavy frills all around them, like on their tops and the edges of their swim caps. Did try and sketch a jester hat that was made of two fishtails, but I decided to scrap that early on, since they weren't looking that good. Though the dress shape and a few parts of it helps to convey the shape of the clownfish a little, it's extremely impractical for swimming in. Or at least I would assume it would be. And I don't think the scuba fins are going to make a difference. Though I'm glad to make them clown-like in a little simple way. Alongside the clownfish colors, I chose blue to accent some parts to be a bit striking, along with making their eyes green to be different than a lot of the other eye colors I've done for this so far. I tried pink for the hair just to see if I'd like it, and I think it works well in the piece. With the blue and yellow used for the shoulders being a reference to Dory and Finding Nemo in general. I tried to make the lipstick look like the Pisces Zodiac symbol, but chose to keep it to the cheeks over white circles, and just made the lips orange and black. And then also giving them some white nose marks, and making the wavy fin-like lashes blue. The Pisces twins aren't that bad, though something about the design and colors reminds me of something, but don't know what. I could have done more clownfish parts, though do like the white marks I then added to the orange of the skirt and top to reference some of their marks, along with having it be one of the small cues to tell the twins apart, since there are only a few clues for others to tell, and they don't usually get it right. Let me know what other differences you notice between them to help tell them apart, and maybe what their act would be, cause I have no good ideas. Anyways, on to our next piece. Aries, the Ram Zodiac. How to make sure you and Capricorn don't look too similar. Or at least your goat and sheep parts. Well, to start, by figuring out her hair, which took quite a few tries, since I wanted it to look a bit more like wool or cotton, and have it be fluffy and a bit curly looking. I think I got it to look good, which later led me to add fluffy cuffs to the sleeves and legs, and other parts of her dress. Her horns I made sure were a different style than Capricorn's. Plus, Aries' hooves are different, with some fur peeking out under stockings that will be striped compared to Capricorn's polka dots. There was a moment when I thought I was going to make her look a little like a ringmaster, so had started to make the shoulders more pointed for when I drew out the jacket. But then I tried to give her a frilled clown collar along with the other accordion-like collar I gave her. But I then wanted the fluffy part on her chest, so only kept the accordion-like collar. The ringmaster idea did make me try out a top hat on her, and loved it, so kept it. I chose to give her a darker skin tone and made her hair an off-white color like wool, then used reds, whites, and blacks throughout the outfit. The fluffy parts being black as a small nod to Baba Black Sheep, and the red and white just being colors I haven't used that much with in these videos. And I love that it gives a whimsical candy feel to our clown girl. Did think about making her horns multiple colors, or to try other colors, but kept them as a normal horn color in the end. I love that her symbol was used not only on the cheeks, but on the center of her face. The placement helping to give a sort of sheep feel to it, and helps allude to the shape of the animal's face. Aries came out as a pretty good clown girl, I think. Her arms were a bit hard to pose, but figured out what I wanted in the end. I think her acts would likely include sheep. Maybe she trained them to do tricks for her, along with working the petting zoo of the circus. But I think she also butts heads with the Capricorn girl a lot, which is probably very funny to watch with the height difference between them. And she's likely one of the only clowns our Aries girl doesn't get along with. She's pretty soft, but at the same time, she has steel wool if needed to deal with a mess. And with the Ram done, let's check out the last Zodiac Clown Girl. Going in, I knew Aquarius would likely be a bit difficult, to say the least. Like with Libra, it's a more out there zodiac. It being the water bearer means some water needs to be in the design, and will likely be part of the clown's theme. But what should I do after that? Well, besides trying to make her hair wavy during the sketching phase, but losing that by the end, I decided to put her in a swimsuit. Being a clown that uses water in her shows, she might as well be dressed in something that won't be ruined by the water. Then, I thought about adding some elements from the pool, like some floaties on her arms, plus the legs, which I don't think are a real thing, and probably aren't that helpful in swimming, but probably helps make her shows in the pool/tank she performs in a little more funny. Plus a rubber duck pool tube around her, which may or may not be stuck to her, and big rubber boots to splash around in. Though again, they probably hinder her movement in the water. But the frilled clown collar probably doesn't help either. And then I remembered some clown shows not only use hoses, but also include clown firemen, like the clowns in Dumbo, for example. So added a small fireman's hat and a hose, connected to a fire hydrant. Though, she doesn't seem to notice she's standing on the hose. And there's a bit of a build-up that might get bigger. Part of her makeup was hard to come up with, the easiest part being the use of the Aquarius symbol under the eyes, almost looking like tears. But I also tried to make her cheek makeup, eyeshadow, and even her lips look like waves, and was only really able to make it work personally with the cheeks, with the eyeshadow just being okay, though it does look like waves. I chose to work with some green and yellows in the outfit, along with a few dark blue parts, and the colors are really striking together, going well with her light blue hair and the red of the hose and hat. My Aquarius Clown Girl is my favorite of this batch, being so cute and fun and ready to play in the water. The colors and design came together to make a Zodiac that is hard to design for into a character I would like to use again in the future. Also, during the sketch, I tried to have her juggle water balloons, but I felt it wasn't what I really wanted with her here, though I do think she has some for her acts. I'm also trying to practice with more different body types, and love how her curvy body looks here. Helping with her playfulness, I think, though likely leads to some fat-phobic comments from haters about her being a whale. But, depending on who overhears them, they might not be a problem for long. And with these last 5 done, we've turned all 12 of the Zodiacs into Clown Girls. There were many challenges here to make them all unique, interesting, and obvious, or at least make sense, what each Zodiac the Clown Girl represented, with a few that may get revised in the future. But with many more, I'm extremely happy with how they came out, and want to draw them some more. My top 3 out of all 12 would likely be Aquarius, Taurus, and Cancer, in no particular order. Let me know what you thought of these Clown Girls, along with the others from the first 2 parts, and which of the other 88 constellations you either think would make good Clown Girls, or you really hope to see me tackle and turn into Clown Girls in the future. Though I can't say when I'll do them for sure. In the meantime, I'm still looking for name suggestions, so feel free to give them for the 14 Clown Girls from this challenge. But if you'd like to see more from this kaiju, then leave a like and subscribe. More fun and interesting character design videos are in the works that I hope you all will check out. And feel free to share the video to friends to help the channel grow. I really want to do some work with mythology for a bit, so a couple of the next few videos will be focusing on that. But in the meantime, this is Dawnozaur, and I'll be seeing you next time. See ya!